Sir.
Oh, head off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Alan, what's going on, man?
Oh man, just been a been a short work week actually for me. Took a couple of days off, taking a couple of days off next week. Hopefully I can actually get some things done that I need to get done. I was trying to get my ducks in a row, but somebody started the show before I had all my ducks in a row. So I got to tell you that the YouTube participants list, well, it's telling me a few things, and I'm trying to listen to it, and it's telling me that currently we've got Big Al out there, Edward Petty, the Tactical Fud, that bearded guy. Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Good to see you out there. Tim S., Vanessa Kitty, uh, a few others, including, wow, look at that. The YouTube auditor, Eatable Addicts.
All right. Awesome. Jamie, what's going on, man?
Got a box yesterday. Thanks, brother. We'll talk later. I got to figure this stuff out. Um, on Friday nights, we just get our viewers to type in some little something so we can call their names out. And I've yet to had to call out the YouTube auditor, but Alan, if you quit picking on that guy, maybe he'll leave you alone, dude. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
I don't think I'll ever quit pecking on us, but that's that's something else. Gene, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Did you say
Pretty good, pretty
Daniel?
good.
No.
I'm doing pretty good. I had a long work week, working doubles, doing the gig at the reloading place, tattooing, and reloading. So that's been a factful week for me. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it. Always enjoy coming on the show. Pass that
Absolutely.
on.
I don't know if Val's still with us or not. I know he was on the phone. Daniel, what's going on, dude?
Oh, nothing. Just living boring old life here. Uh, some of you in the panel know I've been stressing it out for the last few months, but all the stress is gone. Everything now good, and hopefully, what's going on might help the Army end the social experiment that they've been trying and doing because there is a huge investigation going on right now in the Army training, in a certain Army training command. So my daughter's been cleared of everything, so she'll be moving on to her next station. But yeah, so I'm now living happy. But if you've got some kid that's looking at joining the military, do not join the Army at this point and talk to people in the other branches that are your age that are in and ask them what's going on in their part. I don't want to sound unpatriotic, but I am a 20-year veteran and I know things should not be this way.
That's interesting because I know a young man who's getting ready to enlist in the Army.
Have him call me. Definitely.
I may do that.
Yeah. Because I can put him in touch with some other young folks who have been in less than a year and what's going on.
Well, it's safe to say we are too old to join the military anyway. So
Yeah, but we'd be kick ass at it.
yeah, my ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be getting our asses kicked. You got it backwards.
But we all got nieces and nephews and their friends. Tim S. Don't even make any kind of joke, and make sure that your son learns that trust is something that should be very slowly given and quickly taken away, because the EO program and the SHARP program has been weaponized. So if you don't like somebody for any reason, all you got to do is make a statement or drop the dime and make a phone call, and that person gets flagged and they're stuck, and you are guilty until proven innocent.
It's freaking politics and everything. Politics and freaking wokeness bullshit.
Well, it got so bad, the kid in that company committed suicide a couple weeks ago. So there's a huge investigation going on there right now. And I don't know how Congress got involved.
Congress?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Yep.
intense.
It is. It's very intense.
They don't get themselves involved in anything, even when it's their business.
Yeah. But if you got a good congressman and you finally go through and you get a hold and you inform of all the stuff, because it's up to the individual to sign a waiver where they're basically, end up getting persecuted in the service. But if they don't sign it, but then if the kid committed suicide and can't sign for themselves, things start happening. Went from Congress to the Pentagon, right down to the command. So they got some stars involved in investigation. It's no crap.
Wow.
From what I've seen from Congress, what they do best is take your money and spend it.
Yep. And send it to another country.
Yeah, let's send all of our money to other countries and help them out and pay their pensions. Screw Americans.
I'm sorry you all don't have a congressman like Jim Jordan.
I'm glad I have him too.
Yeah.
I have a Chuck Schumer as a senator.
So, I don't know. Let's just change the subject.
I've told you who my congresswoman is, haven't I?
Yes, sir.
Is it that hot chick whose name begins with Bobbert, something like that?
Her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you be the judge on if she's hot or not. I'm a married man.
Hey, just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't look at the menu.
You know that rotisserie, that dessert rotisserie that goes around in the restaurant? You can always stop and look.
Come on, Jamie. I bet your wife sees a nice looking guy. She goes, damn.
Yeah.
Not when I'm around, she don't.
Oh, well, yeah, but not when you're around, that's for sure.
Yeah, I voted for her every time she's ran so far, but I didn't vote for her in the in one of the primaries because she made me mad interrupting the State of the Union. I believe in what she stands for and what she does and all that, but when it comes to the State of the Union address, I think you need to let the president do what he does. You need to give him the attention the respect that the office deserves, whether you agree with the man or the human being or whatever. But when you heckle the president during the State of the Union address, I got a little bit of a problem with that. Although the current president probably deserves to be heckled more so than some, but that made me a little bit mad. But when it comes, she won the primaries, and I voted for her for that. So get him, Marjorie. She has a lot of town hall meetings, and she sent me several invites to these over the phone. So do y'all's Congress people do that?
I have no idea. I don't even know who my congressman is. I know Delgado was. Now he's a lieutenant governor. So we got some other Democrat over there. So it doesn't matter. Whoever we got for the New York, they suck anyway.
Rich White. Go for it, Rich. But the difference is you're not my representative. So there's that.
And Tim S., yes, I do. As a matter of fact, the roller dogs are my gig. They're my thing.
So some big news coming up this week, CRS Firearms. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Start with Gene. What's your thoughts, man?
Ow. Wow. 45 years he's facing for those auto key cards. That is ouchie. That's all I can say. Woo! Never bought one. Don't have one. Didn't see a need for one. Boy, am I glad I didn't.
Yeah, from everything I've been seeing and hearing, ATS been going door to door on those. If you did buy one,
Yep, they've got all the records. They've man, no. I never, I watched him, but I never participated in any of his giveaways or any of his special offers for those things. I just looked and went, that might not be a good idea. Some things just aren't good ideas, man. You may like it, you may want it, but is it a good idea to take home and call it yours? It's kind of like the girl dancing in the bar that goes to the bathroom and doesn't sit, she hovers. When she comes back out to the dance floor, that's the one you don't want to be dancing with.
yeah, it's funny when I first saw those come out, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. And here we are. Yeah. 45 years seems pretty extreme, but
For promoting, he wasn't selling, he was promoting them and made YouTube videos. 45 years for that.
Man,
What
they're gonna have
part
a whole
of
time movie
cannot, what happened to shall not infringe?
Well, that
Yeah.
went out the door with the AFT, and he was giving those away. He was doing giveaways with those and promoting them, the sale of them.
Okay. He was promoting a sale and he gave some to give away to viewers.
Yeah, that was enough to give him 45 years.
Oh yeah, it's not hadn't happened yet.
And that's enough to give knocks on your front door and back door.
They're gonna have a hell of a time actually convicting me on that. I mean, the guy that actually was selling the key cards, he'll probably get some time. This guy probably gets a slap on the wrist.
he's already been convicted. Now it's the sentencing.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's already been convicted. He faces up to 45 years.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, it's real deal, man. This is going on.
Yeah, their sentencing is June, I think it was.
I mean, I only vaguely know what's going on over there, but it goes right along with doing your videos on a homemade silencer. So, you know what? It's right there. I mean, is it an infringement? Of course, it's an infringement. But it's like me flexing with a 33-round magazine in New York. You know, of course, if I do that, I'm asking for a state police to knock on my door.
Well, the government is going after more than just people in the gun community. They're going after. They went after the Amish last fall for not getting their stamp from USDA on cattle they butcher, and they were just selling it to their local community, an Amish community, or their neighbor. They went and shut down this Amish, their whole farm and business, because they want to control. They want to get their cut of the money and control the food, and they're going through trying to control our Second Amendment. It's overreach by the government, period. Next
Well-
thing you know, they're going to come after BAMs, BAMs.
Well, right now, the next thing on their agenda is the WOT triggers, rare breed triggers. They're already going after those door to door.
Well, you can buy those over the counter at a lot of gun stores. I see a lot of them out
Right.
there, and I just refrain from purchasing them. You know, yeah, that looks cool, but is it a good idea? No.
Pay for it in cash. Use cash.
Well, that's fine, but then you still in possession, you know, and just some things just aren't worth it in life. You know, a novelty item for a knock on the door, no, it's not worth it.
Right. And just like Razor says, man, if you poke the bear, be prepared. You know, it's that guy was out there making giving away stuff like you said, man, and doing all kinds of poking the bear for sure. But
He didn't just poke the bear; he stabbed the damn thing in the booty.
He kicked the bear in the nuts.
I was going to say, he kicked him in the nuts.
But Alan, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, the boldface open challenging. I mean, come on. I don't have a card. Wasn't never actually interested in a card. I mean, if you've actually ever shot full auto, it's only suppressive fire. That's all it is. To be accurate under full auto is extremely difficult, and I never saw a purpose for me to have it. No, so I don't. Yeah, the cart thing. You know, yeah. If you're gonna poke the bear, if you're gonna openly challenge them, of course they're gonna try and make a name out of you. They're gonna make you famous, just not the way that you want to be. And your fame time is only going to be short lived, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in a jumpsuit and probably making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or ham sandwiches, bologna sandwiches in some jumpsuit somewhere. Yeah, it just.
Where's he actually
To
from?
me, it was almost bound to be expected.
Where is he actually located at?
He lives in Wisconsin, and the Irwin fella that made the stuff lives in Florida.
So he'll probably go to Kentucky Federal. And the guy lives in Florida. They have a Federal in Georgia.
At least they'll be in the federal prison. I heard those are better.
Yeah, there's a federal penitentiary in Atlanta, just
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah, the guy from Florida will probably go there. Then I don't think Florida has a federal pen.
He's definitely going to Club Fed.
But imagine that we have in New York, in Chicago, you got literally guys with a big rap sheet and heavy crimes walking away virtually free. And here's a guy that may or may not have broken the law. It's questionable, and it's what do you call a victimless crime. And yet he's facing a lot more than people that murder people.
And most likely doesn't even have a record other than parking tickets or speeding tickets.
Yeah. That's the problem. The punishment doesn't fit the crime.
One of the witnesses is kind of questionable too, because from what I saw, they were saying that they were driving down the road, saw two people on the side of the road that were trying to get it to work, couldn't get it to work. He stopped. He was a machinist, got it to work, and then turned himself in.
So he's an accessory.
A little weird.
People are strange. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem right that, all these people they're committing murders, robberies, armed thefts, carjackings, and they go to court. And if as long as you're in New York City, you're good.
Cashless bail.
You're good. You get to go home.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that they've said in the media a lot is the adapters for Glocks are being found more and more frequently. The Glock triggers, but you never heard anything about these card triggers actually being used.
Well, look at the Instagram. Look at all the hood rats in Chicago showing off their freaking Glocks with the auto switches and extendo mags and all that. It's all over the Instagram, TikTok, and all that. Where's the federal government now? And you can see all these gangbangers running around with those and flexing on the TikTok and all that and doing videos. Where's the federal government?
Where I live, man, there was a kid that got a bunch of those switches for the Glocks and was selling them, and the police come down on him hard, and he's in prison. I mean, they picked him up, slammed him in the clink, and sent him straight to the big house. Boom. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Actually caught him on the next block over from where I live.
Tactical Fud's got it right. The ATF couldn't even get the card to work.
The real question is, how many of those triggers you bought, Hot Pot?
Huh?
Nothing. You heard me.
My headphones are dead. I don't play with my volume button.
So, when I was in the Rome chapter of CMA, we had a member who became our road captain, and he'd been in trouble when he was very young. I mean, junior, senior in high school, 1 or 2 years out of high school for doing something very similar. They just made a device that would turn a AR-15 into a fully automatic, and they sold hundreds of them back in the day. This was in the late 70s, early 80s, and it'd been in the 80s, early 80s, and he dealt with that the rest of his life, being a convicted felon for playing with guns. And there's, I know we're all 2A guys, and I think it's only right. I believe that the Second Amendment, in its intent, guarantees us every weapon that our government has to squash rebellion, this, that, and the other. But that ain't the hill I'm willing to die on. I mean, I got bigger fish to fry, and better things to do than be a convicted felon for the rest of my life for playing with a gun that can be done easily. We all know it. We all got a good idea how to do it. It's just not something that I'm interested in playing with. It's just not. Kind of like Gene,
When it's just as easier to go out and get a Gatling gun, that is not a machine gun.
100%. And it's actually legal in New York, too. As long as you got 10-round magazine.
Done. Dip, done.
Isn't that hilarious? It's literally illegal in New York as long as it's a 10-round mag. That's pretty funny.
Okay. Here's the thing that I think we might be losing perspective of. We're talking about this guy did this, and then he dragged this YouTube guy. Well, there's conspiracy charges in there, and that's what's going to get him in big time trouble, because it wasn't just one guy. It was a conspiracy to do this.
2 or more is a conspiracy.
Right. Okay, I'm being yelled at. Let me go see what's going on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm having some dinner.
I'm having some coffee.
I'm having some nuts.
Well, I'm thankful that you're not drinking a Bud Light while you're just chewing on them nuts.
Yeah, I'm chewing on the nuts and sipping on the White Claw.
How's the blood pressure going? Under control?
I just picked up shit. Did I take him this morning? My blood pressure's pretty good, but I'm still on the meds. I kind of lowered the dose myself because I couldn't get hold of the fucking doctor. So
I hope those aren't salty nuts.
no salt. Mixed nuts, unsalted. No, I went to the restaurant yesterday. So my son's name's Tomas, but in Slovak it's Tomáš. And there's a restaurant not too far that's called Tomáš. And I met the owner. I stopped by the barbecue food truck, and somehow we got to talk. And turns out the guy's from Slovakia. He owns the restaurant, and he says, "Oh, he's about to close because the business after like lately business is not that great." So I was like, "Shit, we gotta go in there." So I grabbed my son. We went there for dinner yesterday. It was excellent barbecue. I mean, they had a bunch of other shit, but I love barbecue. But I had a good draft beer, one beer, a bunch of barbecue, definitely a bunch of salt in that, but stuff was so good.
So Daniel, you got a new gun. What'd you get?
Yeah.
Hey, Mario's awfully interested in my freaking nuts.
He is totally fixated on your nuts.
Yep.
Don't be a hater.
He and G23, they're definitely after my nuts.
Yeah.
G, I could
Yes.
see. Mario, not so much.
Well, don't forget, Mario spent quite a bit of time in the army, so I'm not judging.
Well, he's in the sand though most of the time, so you know.
Yeah, I know, but
that's
you
rough.
know what? When there's all men around you and a handful of camels.
No. He was in during the integration. There was women out there too. I know
Yeah.
because I was out there. Except, I don't know, the army mules. There's a reason why they got the mule as the army mascot.
What's the reason?
Because you got to decide on which one's better looking, the women in the army or the mules.
Because they're both crossbred and just carry heavy loads. What, Scotsman?
You're muted.
I'm just reading the comments, man.
Well, Mario's definitely, look at him. He's picturing my nuts in his mouth or some shit like that.
He's watching them. You roll them around in your cheeks and your gum. He's getting a little hot. Mario, calm down.
Yeah, come on, Mario. You're not in the army anymore.
Is that like a little pinch between the cheek and the gum?
All right. Anyway, Daniel, you got a new gun. What you got, man?
I'm not. I got to do a reveal on a video or something. You know what I mean? But it comes with this nice little cute 10-round mag, so it can be sold in states like New York and
It can be sold in the
Chicago.
states like New York. It's a assault weapon. It can be sold in the states like New York.
Oh, it's considered an assault. I thought it was a competition type firearm.
It doesn't matter. It's an assault weapon.
No, it's based off the AR Stoner platform.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
sorry. I'm using the proper nomenclature. Some government people
What?
and idiots just don't make
What?
sense.
What brand of mags does that take, Daniel?
Glock.
He said
Yeah,
it, Scotsman. He said it. He said it. Get
Well,
him. Get him.
That's
Get him.
not. That's got to be like a baby Glock or something, because that magazine is too small.
Yeah, it's too small.
think-
So
I think it's funny how much money he spent on that, and it comes with a 10-round mag.
but I upgraded. That's a BAM mag. They're called Goliath. Put a full box of ammo in that baby.
Yeah, if you get it working,
Oh, it works.
because nobody loads it up all the way. Everybody's having problems, so they usually load it around 40 rounds.
That is the truth. When you see him out at events, man, they never full load those things.
Yep.
And
Having issues.
better have 2 or 3 on you. Have mag pouches made for those sticks, because when they fail, you got to dump it and get another one in there. And they do fail a lot with those Goliath extensions on them.
Well, right now I'm
You
just
just
doing
burst.
the full
You
break-in.
just burst Daniel's bubble.
I'm just doing the full break-in right now.
Yeah,
And-
but Val, that's what we see, don't we?
Yep.
When we go to these events and we see PCC shooters and they put those big Goliath.
He died. We got muted. Wonder how that happened. I don't know. I'm going to try it out, and if there's an issue with them, I'll send it back and get my money back.
That's the problem with the PCC. You know, one malfunction gets you out of the game. It's like shooting an open gun. If the gun runs, then you're good. Once you have a malfunction, it's a lot harder to clear them. And like I was at the match with my Smith and Wesson. I had a bad ammo where I was whacking the whole slide, the optic, against the barricade, trying to get it out of the battery and clear it. And I was expecting the freaking optic to fall off the gun. It held fine.
Well, they put a preventative measures on this one here with the dual charging handles. It's got both ways of charging it. It's got the over the top and the quick one where you can just go like this with your offhand to clear. Just takes practice. It makes the speakers give off stinky smell.
So
Sorry,
did you,
Jesus.
what did you go for in an optic on that?
I went and got a Vortex, as I was informed earlier. But yeah, made in China, bastards. Strike Fire 2. So I can use the red and green. And not only am I going to use this in competition, I want to take it out groundhog hunting for quick accusation shots.
It's probably one of the worst optics to pick up a competition. Not to mention that you dump thousands of dollars on a weapon and you buy the cheapest goddamn red dot you
That
can
ain't
find.
no, that wasn't the cheapest. Trust me, there was a lot of them cheaper. But I was so limited because the minimum they say to go is a 3 mil dot, but you preferably a 6 mil. So I got the 6 mil on mine. That's good.
I don't like the six MOA. I proved it again. I was at the range. We have steel targets. Now we're getting them at the $200 and $300 range as well, to 300-yard range. But at 100, we have a bigger steel that we have at 100 is about 8 by 11. And the 6 MOA, I put on my Z320. I had a hell of a time hitting that plate. I took my Smith & Wesson with a 3 MOA, boom, boom, no problem. I took my 365 with a 3 MOA, boom, boom, no problem. A 6 MOA, at that distance, you can't see the steel. So, you're kind of floating the whole thing. And that's what gets me. And same thing goes for at the competition. When you got the tighter shots at the longer distances, like the last one, they put half targets at the tuxedo at 25 yards. And everybody was freaking hitting the flag or missing them at that distance, and everybody's running a big ass dot. I don't know. I mean, that might be good for a quick acquisition, but open guy been running 3 MOA dots for decades.
Well, I'm looking at when it's on red dot, it really gives a kind of it seems a whole lot bigger. but I push the button and I run it on the green dot. It's like a really sharp, and I get tighter. I'm shooting at 50 yards and just making like 2-inch groups with it. So, but use that competition 50, 60 yards. That should be the farthest you're going to shoot in any kind of normal competition especially if you're going to do a 2-gun with rifle and pistol, where you got to use a PCC.
Rifle pistol, you'll shoot out up to 300 yards.
Yeah, but
That's
he's saying 2-gun when you running PCC.
yeah,
Some places
2-gun
can run
PCC.
rifle.
Mhm.
Yeah, they like down there at Cardinal. You got to use a PCC at the 2-gun event that they're going to have, and the farthest shots they're going to have is 60 yards.
At Richwood, when they have 2-gun events, and you can use your PCC, you may have to shoot to 300, 100, 200 to 300.
Yeah, so I'll just take my 300 blackout to that one.
But I agree with Baldwin on a 3 MOA. I've got 6 MOA dots, and I've actually changed them out for 3 MOA for USPSA.
Optics
Because
are
you're
very personal.
you're
It
not
all
shooting
boils
at-
down to your sight.
You're not shooting past 25 yards on the 99% of it. So that smaller dot is just faster and easier. I mean, especially shooting steel out at 25 yards.
Yep.
Which a
But it
pop.
also boils down to your vision. Like I have a pretty bad stigmatism, so that messes with me. I mean, what I like and the sight picture I have might not work for somebody else.
Well, and that's the thing. Optics are a big deal when it comes to people. Their eyes are all different, and it makes a huge difference on how you see it versus I see it.
I'm going
Like
to get out
green
and
dots
bust
work
my
better for me.
It's nice to make so many different brands, different dot sizes. So you can fine tune, and spending a lot of money does not mean it's going to be a nice dot. Spending a little money does not mean it's going to be a nice dot. You just got to find what works for you and what works.
dots. I only got 2 dots. I got one on my 300 blackout, and I got one on this new gun. So I know that one on the 300 blackout, that's a 1 MOA dot, very small, and I got to run that thing up bright, but I can shoot it out to 300 yards. So this year is just the learning experience with the competition. I'm not going to throw the big bucks out yet on an optic until I get around and see the other ones and get more exposure to them. Now, it's like you're talking regular scopes on rifles. I spend the money. I don't even question it. I'll just lay the money out and get the best optic that I can.
Oh, that's the good thing. You can always upgrade it later.
I'm going to put
Yeah,
a
but it's like he bought a Ferrari and he put a bumper sticker on it.
Hey, I'm going to put a brass catcher on here too, because when I go to these competitions, my good brass, I ain't leaving it there for them.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be running around with a what $4,000 gun with a $200 optic on it and a $10 brass catcher on the side. They'll get you some decent
So
work.
yeah, so I can save the money as I reload. I'm a cheap
And
guy.
not to mention that you're not even running and gunning, you're kind of shuffling around and gunning.
A little limping. But with this one here, I can stand back and just shoot all exposed targets from one position before I even have to move.
Yeah,
I'll go 5 feet over here and ping, ping. Okay, done.
most of the stages are not designed like that.
Yeah, they put those sneaky ones in behind you with a confusing one in front, so you totally run by the stage where they got to.
Well, you know what they say: higher the handicap, they're fun to watch.
They call it a memory stage for a reason. It's something you have to try to remember. But at our ages, man, trying to remember anything's a task.
Oh, these people at these competitions, they're just doing nothing but gaming and trying to cheat the system. I mean, I'll finish in down in the bottom 30% on every stage except for one. I'll go up and I'll shoot the classifier, 93%. Figure that one. Bunch of scamming gamers.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Mm-hmm. So they want to look bad. They want to classify low and stuff like. Like I shoot 5 more stages like that on classifier, I'll be a master.
Yeah, it's a little
That
bit.
way you can say. That way you can say, turn around, and say, "Oh yeah, I'm an alpha, I'm a bravo, or whatever," and I just wax that master.
Yeah, trust me, it don't work like that because you need 6 classifiers at least. They probably had a easy classifier and it was super easy for PCC. That's why.
No, I shot it with a pistol.
Oh.
That got me there. They're going alpha, 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 alpha.
Yeah, but
alpha.
what was your time?
To the last target, they go Charlie, Charlie, and everyone goes, "Oh!"
Yeah, but what was the time? That's what matters.
That's the one I got 93. I got a 93% on.
You know, you
I
can
don't
run.
remember the time.
You can run Alpha Charlies all day long, but if your time is half the time of the other guys, that's where you gain.
All right. Anyone got experience with the Barra Signature HDs?
Nope, none. Never owned a Burris.
I've had experience with some of their older stuff, but not the newer ones, so I'm not sure on that.
But
Jason,
now
Barra isn't bad overall. I have one of their scopes right now. It's not bad.
the scopes that are coming out nowadays are so much better than the scopes that were out there 10, 15 years ago. There's just no comparison.
Yep.
You can take a bargain scope from the day and put it up to the top of the line scopes from back then, and the bargain scopes will be better than those top of the line scopes from way back.
Well, the technology, is better. The glass is better, so, and they're getting a lot more affordable too.
My big thing is that being able to gather that light in so you can see what you're shooting in the wee hours of the morning or the late hours at the end of the day.
We don't shoot that early or that late.
Well, I go hunting, so
Yeah,
That's
well,
the
you
big
can buy the meat in the store like normal people.
no, normal people grow it and kill it themselves. Take responsibility.
I don't
I
know
do.
why they kill animals. You can just go to the store and buy the meat that you want.
Exactly. Or you can just be a vegan.
So that's the same thing. Why get married and you just buy a hooker, huh?
Yeah.
What? Then you're eating some animal's food, going vegan. Then you're starving the animal. That's animal cruelty.
Yeah, but if you're vegan and you prepare a shake and you use a strawberry milk, that's okay because it's strawberry milk. It doesn't come from a cow.
Yeah. There's nothing like being able to go out there. Hunting is just a really excuse to go out and have peace and quiet and take a nap in the woods and kill the first thing that comes around and aggravates you. Hey Val, when are you coming out to go hunting?
I'd probably would rather go hunting with Dick Cheney than you.
Yeah, he used light loads. Trust me. There was this one guy here in Ohio. There was this hunting accident. I don't know. He was shot like 6 times and stuff, and he was still in his deer stand up in a tree.
Bearded TV is exactly right. I wouldn't want to clean the deer. I just don't have. I don't have any interest in that. For me, I applaud the guys that go and hunt. For me, it's boring as shit.
No, hunting's great, and it's not boring because when Scotsman comes down, I harass him the whole time. I ain't seen nothing yet. Well, open your eyes, dude. I sat there yesterday.
I just never got into hunting. And fishing, same thing. I went a couple of times, but it's fucking boring.
They
Excuse
should
my
have.
French.
If anyone's going to start hunting, they should start out with like rabbit or squirrel hunting because there's more action and keeps people's attention. Then, as you graduate and go up to other things and develop your skill,
It's
Oh.
not really boring, man. You're sitting in nature. You're out there. You can relax. It's not boring.
yeah.
Like I said, boring. Hey, Steve
that's-
Woodworking. It's not that I can't do it. I butchered my share of animals when we were growing up. Trust me, and fish and all that stuff. When it comes to it, it's not like I don't have the stomach for it. It's just I don't have a desire to do that.
Well,
I
mushroom
think-
hunting is coming around here in Ohio, Daniel.
I went out and got some pheasant backs. Or they're also known as saddlebacks. I went out there and cut some off the log and cooked them up today. But that's what's coming up right now.
How many
Morel.
deers? How many deers they killed last season in Ohio?
Oh, I didn't even look at the stats. You're
Thousands.
hundreds
No,
of thousands.
more than thousands, because Pennsylvania's got a shit ton of deer and bear. And I was just there talking to my sister, my brother-in-law, and he said they killed something like 100,000 deer last season.
Have you seen how big the deer are in Pennsylvania?
How big what?
They're about the size of a German Shepherd.
What?
A deer in Pennsylvania.
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness, man! You got to kill 5 of them to get 10 pounds of meat.
That's bullshit, because I'm sitting at my sister's house having Easter dinner, looking out the window. There's 10 of them going around, and they're normal size.
Man,
No,
all
they're
the dead ones
small.
I see on the highway are small.
Yeah.
Look at a dog got ran over.
Yeah.
Jason Stewart says 359,000.
Yep, that sounds about right for the last year's deer season.
Yeah, I drove over to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania from Ohio, and as soon as I hit the Pennsylvania line, you start seeing those deer. Man, those things are tiny. I mean, compared to Ohio deer get pretty meaty.
Holy shit. According to Google, hunters kill about 6 million deer each year during legal hunting season. Holy crap.
And look how many are still left.
That's
Oh,
only
no,
because they're so delicious.
I'm not looking at it like I know they, because a lot of these tree huggers, they don't want to kill them, but they don't understand that certain forests can only sustain X amount of deer, and if there's not enough predators to take care of them, you gotta regulate the population.
You live in the right place when you get up in the morning. And this, I'm not going to say who it is, but this is somebody in the side chat just sent me this picture. That's, right out their front door. That's when you know you're living in the right area. When you got neighbors like that.
We didn't see what you were showing, but it's okay.
Oh, you weren't looking.
I was looking, but you got a crappy phone. We couldn't see nothing. You gotta put it closer to the screen. Hey, Scotsman, blow him up.
You don't see the deer right there.
Yeah, I see a deer badly. It's like a freaking dog. There you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yeah, they had 9 of them. They had 9 in front of their place this morning. That's about what I see.
My
See
sister,
every morning.
my sister is Mount Pocono. That's the way they got deer that she gets mad because they eat all her flowers and shit.
Save the flowers, kill a deer.
I looked it up, and
Well-
in Ohio, in a 3-year average, there was 193,058 deer taken by licensed hunters. On a 3-year
Now,
average.
here's a
That's a
statement about
3-year average.
Iowa deer. 100% true. And the fact of the matter is the deer out here in Iowa, they're fucking corn fed. And there's some out here that you would swear is the size of a small moose. They are just absolutely massive.
Yeah. When you see a deer walking and their fur is just rolling, as they're walking, that's when you know you're in good deer country. You got a fully mature one there. Yeah, I was about to say Ohio is usually they go over 100 or 210 to 250,000 every year. And yes, Fuzzy is right. I don't need a license.
Why? Because you hunt on your property?
Pretty much, yeah. You don't have to buy a license as long as you're hunting on your own place. Tell you what I want to do. I want to go out there and shoot some hogs.
That I would go. For my 50th birthday, I gotta save the money. I'm gonna go to Texas, shoot them from a helicopter.
I was gonna say, did anyone see Coda Boy's video from the helicopter? That thing he was having a heck of a time up there.
And they were only using semi-autos. They weren't using fully automatics.
Right. Yeah, they were using Daniel Defense with an EOTech on them.
See that, Daniel?
Yeah. I can take care of that problem for you.
Nah, why? He's okay.
Because a bear rug right in front of this chair would be excellent.
You can't just kill the bear in here.
You kill the bear, you eat the meat. They make good sausage.
No, they get scared. They run away. Dogs kind of keep them away. Over here at this new house, I haven't seen a single animal. I've been here for almost a year working. Not a single animal. Once this winter, I saw like a fox tracks. That was it. Other than that, no deer, no tracks of a deer, no animal tracks, nothing. I don't get it. It could be because this is like uphill and it's kind of rocky. They don't really have a whole lot of food over here, but no food.
Oh, Razor knows his game. Yeah, that's why I said sausage. And I've been told never shoot a bear. It's been just eating on salmon because then your meat's going to be fishy.
You're just a bunch of murderers.
I know. Why don't you just go to your grocery store and get your meat?
Exactly.
You'll have your bugs and you'll like it.
So, Razor JB, do you eat the sausage after your pot roast? Curious minds.
Got a devious mind there, Gene.
Hey, he's the one that typed it. I just seen it.
He didn't say after. He said and. Sausage and pot roast. Either or.
It could go either way.
It's driving me nuts. Scotsman ain't talking. Alan really ain't talking. We're getting a little bit out of Jamie. It's like that half of the chat's being quiet.
I'm not feeling the love. I mean, serious. Y'all just, I mean, you got a nice gun. Val seems jealous. He's bad-mouthing everything you say and doesn't agree with it. And he's sitting there drinking on, what is that?
Yeah, some kind of foo-foo crap.
At least it's not Bud Light, right? So, yeah.
Well, Jane, yeah. I had to go for the cheaper optic because Jamie wouldn't pay me my original asking price. So it's all Jamie's fault, Val.
Didn't
Is
you
that
win,
some love for you, buddy?
didn't you win one of those optics from Chris? Those monstrums?
No.
I did.
Oh yeah. Me and you won that. That's right. I got one downstairs on my shelf. Beautiful red dot optic. Great for PCC.
I'm kind of curious about those Gideon optics, and I sent them Instagram message, but never got back to me. I wouldn't mind paying for it. I would like to get my hands on one. They look pretty nice.
Steve, give them a second, buddy. They'll start pounding on your noggin here in a minute.
Jamie, have you been doing any more shooting with any new Western guns you got? And how's it
I have
working out?
not, man. I gotta get some. I gotta get some ammunition loaded up.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing. I got to figure out that 38. I got a bunch of bullets from CW and Ed. I just didn't have the time, and conditions are less than ideal right now.
And Jamie's got another mold to work with, gas check mold. So that should be work out pretty good.
The biggest,
Val, why
biggest-
don't you just pick up a single stage press and just do it where you're at? Get a stand for it.
it's a little more complicated than that.
No, it takes brass, primers, powder, projectiles, and a little single stage.
I know that, but I'm also trying to sell the house, and chances are whoever's going to buy this house is going to be freaking liberal. And last thing I want them to see is reloading press in the goddamn garage. So hopefully I won't be here long. So
Well, you got a truck you can stash it in when you're not using it. All you got
I
to do
was
is
gonna
move
say,
it.
why don't you just do what Pops used to do? Pops used to have it on the back on a block, and then just lock it down when he wants to lock it down and keep it in the truck.
I don't know. I mean, I can always just go to my old house in the morning when there's nobody there and do what I gotta do. But right now the way in my life I got a lot bigger problems. So like all the other stuff kind of takes a back seat till I figure all this shit out.
Well, you have to maintain some kind of normalcy.
Hey,
Well, that's why I'm here every
All of
Sunday.
You got to maintain some normalcy through everything. You got to continue to do what you need to do for what you need to do. That's
Well,
the
there's-
most important thing, man, is to not lose yourself.
Bald, I understand what I mean. I just had gone through 6-7 months of total nightmare. Then other things have happened, so I can understand the stress and everything you're going through. But you just try to find something to take your mind off of.
Appreciate that. Another problem is all them bullets the CW sent me. They're so freaking pretty. I'm afraid to shoot them. I mean, the way he bagged them, the way he packaged everything, and the bullets itself, they're just gorgeous.
Now you know my dilemma on loading up all the stuff for 10 millimeter he sent me.
All right. So what mold is that, Jamie?
CW won't comment. This is the 429244 255 grain with a gas check design, and it is
Is that-
very similar to the 429421.
That's steel or aluminum?
This is steel. This is a Lyman 2 cavity. I can't wait to cast with this.
So that's quality.
Yeah, this is quality.
That came in a box.
Yes. And
Wow.
I have since I've got it since yesterday, I found I went through my box. I got the Allen key that fits this adjustment, and I got a flat blade driver that fits this very well, and they'll stay in the box, Jason. So we'll just keep that in there. So we'll have that.
Awesome. Yeah, that was one we scored on eBay, so me and Jamie will go back and forth with it.
Yeah, G23, man, I wasn't going to go there. I bit my tongue. I wasn't going to ask him that, but highlight that, Scotsman.
You know, I've got that mold casting as good, if not better, than it did before that happened. So y'all can get off Kyle's backside. Apparently that's what that mold needed.
She need to be a little dirty before she got cleaned up and spit shined. Is that
She
it?
got a
Hey, Kyle's out there. Hi, Kyle. Hey,
yeah, that stuff that we got from it had a bath for Willie gave that mold a bath while he was here, and Evaporust, that's the name of the stuff. And when it came out of that Evaporust, it was like it just come off of the milling machines, and we stoned it, got it nice and smooth. We gave it a heat cycled it about 3 or 4 times and put some 2-cycle oil on it, and it turned this beautiful blue color that molds do, to the point that I'm even going to try to do a double barrel shotgun receiver with that same process and see how it turns out. Might be a problem, but hopefully it won't be. I think it's going to look good.
You just need a little WD-40. That's all.
Do what?
Little WD-40.
okay, yeah.
Just coat it in lanolin.
It'll be fine, right? That's what Tin Man says.
Man, I'd go for Speed Stick deodorant. I wouldn't do lanolin.
I saw a post from Tin Man saying he's not going to be on YouTube anymore. He's going to go over to Rumble and just stay on Rumble. Whether or not he shows up for streams over here, I don't know. We'll see.
There's Ocean 374. What's up, Ocean? Good to see you, brother.
Evening, sir.
Mr. Tom Olofsson.
There's Tom.
Dang, royalty up in the house now, man. Tell you what, I guess I should probably go through the side chat, being as how we've got some royalty coming in out there. Wow, man, I'm humbled, I tell you. I'll tell you. Let's see what it says here on the participants list. Andy 79 Z28, AR gun 1776. Good old CW Fuzz Fork G23. Got the Kyle Lusk, Mark Thomas, Ocean 374, Sam of Anarchy, good old Stalker Steve, Tactical Flood, Thor's Axe, Tom, Tom, good to see Tom. Reloader 762, and that list just keeps going. Thank you all for joining us on this this great evening here.
So you've been doing any shooting now?
Yeah, actually, I went after work a couple of days ago and unloaded some brass, and I had two different, one new build one rebuild, and one new pistol to shoot. So it was I actually had to just get out and do a little bit of testing. And so that worked out well, other than the new pistol had a few hiccups here and there. Mostly at least one a mag. I think it's just needs to get broke in. Because at the end of my session, once I got about, probably 80, 100 rounds through it, it started cycling fine. The other two, I was trying to bring out some rounds that I had built that I knew I should probably pull, because they were a little long, or the primers weren't quite set right, or just things that I pulled out of the tray that weren't sitting exactly right. Tried running a few of those. A couple of them got stuck. So that was a good time. Got to just straight up put the optic on the side of a barrel and pound the back of my hand in order to get that slide to release. But it worked out just fine. I was able to get it released. Yeah, did a little bit of pistol shooting, and no, my wrists aren't limp. I work out my wrists on a regular basis. You should know, Steve.
You did a good limp wrist video here. I don't know, what's it been, 2-3 years ago, maybe even longer than that.
It's been quite a while, and in those videos I wasn't actually able to get anything to limp wrist. The only things that did limp wrist in those videos was a Glock and a Canic, and they were both done by the owners of those two particular pistols. So myself, I didn't actually get them to limp wrist. It is something that I might revisit, simply because it is one of my most hated videos on YouTube. I get more crap comments on that video and a particular video that I did where I had some I had some crap equipment that I bought, for one, and then their customer service was dog shit terrible. And so I put out a video, and I still get nothing but hate comments on those videos. I love it. It's absolutely great. It really gets underneath people's skin. I find that personally entertaining.
So what, a lot of the comments because of the Glock and the Canic, or?
Yeah. It simply because of the ones that did fail happened to be a Glock and a Canic. Well, even a lot of Glock guys will tell you, yeah, of course you can limp wrist a Glock. Well, we were trying it with all kinds of different guns. Those were the only two that happened to work, that happened to malfunction due to a limp wrist hold situation. And it was repeatable. So yeah, it's to me, it's entertaining when I still get comments on those particular videos, especially to this day.
And what was that one company again? I
I
remember the video, I just don't remember the name of it. It began with a T, wasn't it?
Yeah, something. I don't even remember what their name was off the top of my head.
What
I actually
kind of
got a
comments did you
comment
get
on it
that
like
one?
a week ago, or
It's quickly
this
forgotten.
week, I should say.
I got a new gun. I picked me up a TSOS.
What'd you get?
I picked up a TSOS D10, 1911 and 10 millimeter.
Oh, you should tell me. I got a nice Kimber 10 millimeter. I would have said that.
Well, you just said that wrong word, Kimber. They're pretty. They're nice.
Really pretty.
They're nice safe queens. They keep
this is
safe shiny.
this one's shooter. It's just it doesn't really like the flat nose. But other than that, no issues with the gun.
It's yeah, no issues except it doesn't like this kind of ammo.
Well, some not. I mean, that whole gun's got probably 200 rounds through it, so maybe run a little more ammo through it, and it'll probably eat everything. It's just not even broken in.
Well, I haven't shot this one yet, so I can't say anything about it. But I do have an assortment of ammo to run through it. But it's pretty, man. It's stainless, got lock grips, black slide. It's perfect.
Oh, Steve, that below belt.
Hey, you know, points made. Points made.
Well, somebody was going to give me a list of some guns that they were looking to sell, but
Yeah, eventually.
I mean, I've got a guy. I have a guy at my work that is looking to sell off a couple of his weapons because he wants to buy a boat too. So,
Hey, listen,
somebody might
Alan.
want to give me a list.
You don't need a list. You go to my YouTube channel and you watch the videos, and all the guns that are over there that I did the reviews, they're all for sale.
Do you have those in a specific playlist? And if
No.
you do not, can you put them in a specific playlist so we
Yeah,
can
maybe. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea.
That would be a great idea because I would be interested in seeing that playlist instead of going through hundreds and hundreds of videos looking for
Or possibly.
Come on, I gotta get you guys
how
to watch the
much
video
somebody
somehow.
would want for something.
it. Just depends on how bad you want them to evacuate your possession.
Well, I did sell a
Yeah,
shotgun.
having an idea of what somebody would be looking for something would also be helpful.
Okay, give me there. So
Yeah. Bearded Seavey has a point. Who wants a gun that only shoots 10 rounds? Oh, 9 rounds. I thought he was going to the whole New York thing. Oh, yeah, this is a conspiracy. Sell without a license. Was that signed, executive order signed yet?
Shazam. So Gene's got 2 10 millimeters now, right? You got the
3.
3. Okay.
I got the Smith & Wesson 4.6. Love it. Love it. No issues. High Point JXP. No issues. I hope this one has no issues. And if this one eats my brass like my last 1911 10 millimeter, it's going back to the store. I am not sacrificing brass for a firearm.
Not 10 millimeter brass anyway.
Man, I work at a reloading supply and I'm still not sacrificing 10 millimeter brass when we've got barrels of it. I don't care. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that Rock Island of mine, it still to this day, it chucks the brass, and so shooting the X10 is by far more favorable, just because of where it puts the brass. And
Yeah,
it'll put the brass in a nice, neat little pile.
My Rock Island's the one that
You never know when I go to shoot that Rock Island where that brass is going to end up, but it's going to be yards away.
Man, my Rock Island ate my brass. It just crunched it.
Yeah, I remember the first time shooting that Rock Island with Alan, and that thing was just tossing it 30, 40 feet away. I mean, it was all over the place. There was no finding it.
and it hasn't let up none at all. That extractor is just getting that shit out and gone. It hasn't let up at all.
My Smith and Wesson does that too, and man, it chucks it so far. It's like, I mean, you look down range and make sure you're safe, and you try to watch it, and you pull the trigger, and it's gone. You can't even watch it.
You guys just need guns like Jason Stewart has. It puts the brass in one spot consistently all the time.
On the guy's back.
No, in my pocket, down my shirt, bouncing off my cheek.
Every time
I kept
that guy next to him had the greatest disposition, man. Let me tell you what, because he was getting chucked with it.
I kept looking at him to see if I could catch him laughing at me. No, he never held a straight face the whole time.
That was great.
Pulling brass
Jason's
out of my pockets.
Jason's intense when he shoots, man. He's focused. He's got that tunnel vision. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he knew that guy beside him was being peppered by hot brass until he stopped. And we said, hey, man, we got to do something. All right, so let me ask y'all this. I have two brass catchers that I put on my ARs because I hate when brass hits concrete or gravel. Y'all understand?
Mhm.
Reloaders are that way. But I have yet to come up with a decent brass catcher for pistols. So what are y'all doing? Are y'all using the big round ones that sit beside you and catch it, hopefully? Do you have one that, I mean, I've seen those that wrap around your wrist, and that looks jacked
That's-
up.
this-
Stupid. It just looks
Yeah.
stupid, man.
Just
got
stick
those
up a
things.
couple poles beside you and hang a tarp to catch the brass. It'll drop right down there at the bottom of the tarp.
There's another one that people are using that actually attached to the Picatinny rail on the pistol, and I can't do it.
No.
It's-
No.
It's
No,
still
I-
challenge. It's still challenge. We got this net. It's like a big round net and goes in the 5-gallon bucket. Because it's still challenge. You're basically shooting from one spot. So they have that, and that catches all your brass. Or you can go to Harbor Freight and get yourself a landscaping tarp, like a mesh tarp, and that's it. Just put down the tarp, shoot, and then just pick up the tarp with most of your brass.
Yeah, Caldwell makes the big net. It's I forget how big it is, but it's a round net that you can put up. You can put it up on a shooting stand, just like your camera stand. They have different ways you can put them up.
Man, for the 10 millimeter, you got to put that thing out 15, 20 yards.
Just put it
Right,
in the
Alan?
Just get that 10 by 10 tarp that Ozzy's talking about. Put it on, stick it on a couple poles out there. It stops it. It drops your brass right there at the bottom.
Yeah, but he doesn't want a brass to hit the concrete.
Okay. Curl the bottom up so it makes a U and it just will go into there.
There you go, Jamie. Daniel just solved all your problems.
Jamie, if you're dealing with like 9 millimeter, don't worry about it hitting anything. I mean, it's so plentiful at the ranges. No big deal.
Yeah, I don't worry a whole lot about 9 millimeter, but the 40's getting a little bit harder to come by since when you say 40 Smith and Wesson, people go, I'm like,
I like my 40.
Well, Jamie, you
I like
got
shooting my 40.
one of the best brass catchers out there, right next to you, man. You got Chico.
no, that's a vacuum. That's a black hole. That's a vortex. It never comes back.
Hey, Jamie, you need some 40 brass?
I think Kyle does more than I do. I've got a couple of bags that Willie sent me. But yeah, I can always use 40 brass.
I just bought Kyle a boatload of 40 brass.
And I think Scotsman sent me some for him too, didn't you?
I sent you some 380 for him.
Okay. Well, there's 2 bags of brass in there, so I was wondering.
I don't remember what. I know one was 380. I'm not sure what the other one was.
So, Andy 79Z28 and Ocean 374 both say that they have the brass catcher that wraps on your wrist, and Andy said it works fine, works great. Julio says it works ugly, but it works. So I think he means it don't. He ain't crazy about wearing it, but yeah.
I'm not standing on the range and wearing shit on my wrist. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I love about revolvers. You don't have that issue. You just dump them in your range bag and sort them out when you get home.
Hey, Bald, you could use that while you're drinking your Bud Light.
I don't drink Bud Light.
Your wrist brass catcher while you're drinking Bud Light.
I don't drink Bud Light. I never drink
I'm just
Bud Light.
saying, if you get one of those, you've got to start. You got to start some Bud Light.
I'm drinking Irish whiskey that was cured in a bourbon barrel. So get off my back.
That'd be a good video, though. Have a wrist,
What?
have a wrist brass catcher and drinking Bud Light.
Oh, that would be a good troll video.
I'm not spending money just to do a stupid video. Somebody send me a brass catcher to my wrist and a couple of cans of Bud Light. A tactical thought, because I don't drink booze until it's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock where I am. So I just had a couple of White Claws while chatting with friends. And plus Alan, we're still kind of iffy about him.
Oh, look, he's trying to throw Alan under the bus when everybody's busting on him.
Well, I'm not the one that's half gay.
Let me say something about Andy's comment. Andy sends out a bunch of zinc bullets to people for them to try out, me included. I'm working on a box to send to him when I get one of those medium boxes full. I'll send it to him, but I will eventually be casting and loading up some zinc bullets of my own. But Andy has these guys that are interested in buying a lot of his zinc bullets, and he's obviously runs out of zinc from time to time. So if you're casters and you've got zinc wheel weights sitting around and you're not going to use them, I would ask you to send them to Andy. And if you need Andy's contact information, you can get in touch with me and I'll get you in touch with Andy.
I will do that, Jamie. I have a 5-gallon bucket of zinc wheel weights.
Well, he really could use them, and he's got a opportunity to make a big difference. And he's got commercial people looking at what he's doing, and it could be a game changer if we can support Andy for a little bit. And
So how much harder you got to go to melt the zinc?
It seems like it's 780 degrees. It's like 100 degrees hotter than lead. I think lead melts at 680. I think zinc is somewhere around 780, 820, somewhere in that area. But he'll pop up and tell 850 plus. Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought Willie did it a little over 8.
Yeah,
Well,
because the ones Willie sent me, right? Like they were kind of weird to load because not all of them fit in, but they felt completely different. They sounded different when you shoot them. And he said there's no coating required, nothing. And they were obviously out of the same mold, but they came a lot lighter.
Yeah. Well, Andy out there, I will send you if it fits, it ships box full of zinc wheel weights. I would just like you offered. I would just like a few back just for testing, just to experience them.
They were a lot different in that 35 Remington of mine. It was day and night. I mean,
Those
Yeah,
things,
but they were like 147 grain bullet. Basically, only weighs about 90 grains in zinc or something like that.
yeah. So the ones he sent me is 358 430. I think is the Lyman number. It's 196 grain with Lyman number 2 alloy and zinc. They were 119, 117 in that area.
Yeah, that's what Andy just said. 147 weighs 91. That's because I know really similar, like two different bullets, and I was messing with them, and they were zipping. They sounded completely different. I'd be interested in like a slow motion. How does it look when zinc hits the steel plate? Does it break down just as easy as lead?
I don't think it will.
You know, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
so do you load by the casted weight like 147, or do you load to the 91?
No, you load to the 91. But then it gets kind of confusing because your seating and all this crap is going to be different because because it's bigger bullet, but it doesn't have the weight, so you got to kind of play around with it a little bit.
I think I spent a couple of hours on the phone with Andy working out that load for those 35 Remingtons. I think if you took the minimum charge for the intended weight in lead and just back that down 10%, maybe even 15 or 20%, then you can work up. Yeah, I can see that. Those things are hard.
Yeah, there's a lot more sides to the zinc.
Yeah, you got to play with it a little bit, but the thing is, if you go to zinc, then you're probably better off just sticking with the zinc, just so you don't have to mess around with one and the other. But the problem is when you get to the competition kind of thing, and you want to use the zinc bullets because you got to meet the power factor. So now let's say you're running a 91 grain bullet, okay? So in order to make a minimal power factor, you got to be running it at 1,373 feet per second. So they got to be screaming.
That won't be a problem.
That's screaming.
But it's still not going to be a problem.
Oh, it wouldn't be a problem, but what I'm saying is now you got to deal with the recoil because keep in mind, the lighter the bullet, the more muzzle rise you get. So there's a trade-off on everything, and you can't with the zinc. You can't really do. I don't think you can really do a 147 grain bullet in zinc because I don't know if you can even find a mold because there would have to be like a 180 grain bullet or something, and now we're getting into problem with the actual length, overall length, and everything else. I mean, it's definitely okay for planking, maybe hunting, maybe stuff like that, where the actual power factor doesn't really matter.
Well, zinc in casting zinc, that's fairly new. It's fairly recent. And with competitions and stuff like that, when new things come out, they give it a few years and they'll integrate it. But us plinkers as shooters is something new. It's something to try out. Innovation.
Yeah. Zinc bullets would probably be awesome in like an open gun because you can really push it. You get the gases. The more gases, the less muzzle rise you get. So that might be something. Usually, open guys they don't run heavy bullets. They run 115, 124s.
Andy said Jesse B ran his 9mm bullets at 1,560 feet per second.
Oh, I believe that.
That's 357 range velocities.
Steve Woodbrook is asking, is zinc less toxic? I don't know. If it hits you, I don't think it matters if it's zinc or lead.
At that point, they're equally toxic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think at the range, though, plinking would be less toxic than lead.
Yeah, zinc is a much harder alloy, bearded CB.
But can you imagine what our lead levels are? I mean,
Oh, I'm not even getting tested because I don't want to know.
yeah, I'm not either. I work at a reload. I work at that supply, man. I do not want to know.
You know what? A few weeks ago, I personally got to see inside of my colon. So that's pretty much where I draw a line.
Oh my God, I don't need to see that in my head again.
If you
that was rough.
cast, get checked. Get your toxic blood levels checked for heavy metals every year.
Man, I don't want to know.
You can get heavy metal from reloading, shooting. You can get it from freaking chewing on a lead paint or working with a lead paint, which is a lot of pre-1978 houses. The guy that works from Colt, he was just complaining that his lead levels went from 20 to 40 in a matter of a month because Federal sent them some new ammo to test, and he shot the crap out of it, and whatever the hell that ammo is, some two-part case, whatever the hell, that probably elevated his thing.
Andy, we got to do some of that gel testing. If we could get some zinc bullets and do some.
That actually would be interesting because if you think about it, if you're running zinc so much faster, then you should probably get better penetration with the zinc because the
Yeah,
speed.
it'd be interesting to see the wound cavity and how it expands.
Well, I guess it depends on the actual what kind of bullet it is. You know, I'm not sure how hollow points and all that work. You know.
Yeah, I think if you had some zinc hollow point bullets, I think that might be the ticket for some good hunting rounds.
Problem with the hollow points like that, you know, the ones that you make yourself out of the lead, I'm not sure if they actually expand as far as hollow points. They probably fly better because, believe it or not, the hollow points actually fly straighter than regular round ball. Yeah, there you go. Andy says zinc does not expand; it fragments. So I don't think it'll be a great round for.
Fragmentation is a great transfer of energy.
Yeah, but you really want to be picking up the pieces of zinc out of your animal from all over the place. Don't you want the bullet to expand and hold together?
Just send that part of the meat to you. Then you can send the little pieces to Andy, and then he'll send you some bullets to try out.
Kyle, there's no detox for lead, to be honest, because lead bonds into your body instead of calcium. So it's really hard to get rid of lead, and it's painful. Andy, post the link.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah, because I had to get the whole lead certification for my remodeling business. And problem is that was during Obama era. He came up with that shit. The biggest problem with the lead was that Obama came in and whoever he appointed, they took the lead levels allowed in your body from way up here to all of a sudden down here. So, you know, back as a kid, you were crimping the lead weights with your teeth on your fishing line and whatnot. It was perfectly fine. Now this shit will give you freaking lead poisoning. So it's also the amount of heavy metals in your body. The levels they drop and way down. So that's not great. I used to have all the certification. I kind of left it expire because I never used it. I worked less and less at the old houses.
Fuzz said the detox for lead is Bud Light.
Oh.
We're all so We're doomed.
Oh, Jamie, your rep down there, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
I knew I heard her name from somewhere. She's the new spokesman for Coors Light. All guts, no nuts.
She's gutty. I'll guarantee you that, man. She's got no fear.
I think she's got more balls than most of those trans men, woman, whatever the fuck they are.
Big P. Here's my dog's barking. His beagle's barking back. Sorry about that, bud. I'll try to mute next time.
Gender dysphoria is a real issue.
Yeah.
That's just looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, that's the same reason why cowboys have brown mustaches. But the gender dysphoria, it's a psychological disorder, and the fact of the matter is they're now pushing harder and harder and harder to cater to it and allow it to not be. It's trying to treat it like it's not
What was that?
a psychological disorder. And
Next thing you know, you're going to be using some kind of disco as your ringtone.
Now I want to show you something.
no, I have the same ringtone on my phone for every time he calls me, though.
I seen that, Bold. I seen that. That was
So
cool.
that kind of sums it up.
Ain't that the truth?
Have a good evening, Andy. Glad to see you around.
Andy's going to get a nice box from me.
I can get into the fucking the whole trans bullshit because my blood pressure goes up quite a bit. And one thing I found interesting: there's so many trans women that wants to compete in a women's sport, but I don't see that many trans men trying to compete in a freaking men's sports. I don't see any trans hockey players or pro MMA fighters. I find
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not
know?
trying to go the other way.
Like there was incident in Wisconsin or somewhere where the volleyball player got knocked down or hit with the shoulder by a trans woman. I would kick the living shit out of that motherfucker if that would be my daughter. I don't give a flying fuck if I end up in jail. I mean, I get it. There's probably some legit, but you know what? It's such a small freaking percentage. We got a lot more disabled people, and we don't cater to them as much as we cater to these motherfuckers. You know?
Well, the whole push of it is to continue weakening the nation, continue weakening what's going on.
But
That's
I
the
kept
point.
saying that
It's not about their rights. It's not about this, that, the other. It's about weakening the nation, weakening people.
It's a
But
distraction.
this is happening all over the world. I just talked to my buddy today from Slovakia. Same thing. He goes the same shit, and they cater to that. They push that shit in school. You know.
It's just to erode morality in society.
It's a
Anything
distraction.
goes. Anything goes, folks, unless you like guns.
It's all distraction. That's all it is.
I know. Problem is most of the people eat that shit with the fucking with the they eat it all up, and they like same thing. You see all that support Ukraine everywhere. People are freaking eating up. Yes, let's send them more money. Let's help them out because Russia's bad.
And here come the dad jokes.
I heard that the other day. That's a good one.
Ouch.
No, I'm glad to start see that we're starting to see a little bit of the, oh, well, you want to inflict what you want everybody to call you, but if we ask you to do the same, then we're being transphobic, we're being xenophobic, we're being racist, we're being this, we're being that. But if you say it, it's fine. I'm glad that subject is now starting to come more and more to light. That, oh, you're going to demand that we call you this, but if we try and say something else, then we're the racists. We're the bad guys.
Yep.
That's a sign of fascism. When
I
you
have
dictate
I
what
have
can say
pronouns.
and what I can't say.
I have pronouns, and if I encounter this, I demand to be called by my pronouns. That is sexiest man alive.
Ah, you sound
Every
like that.
time you address me as sexiest man alive.
You sound like what's his name? The British guy.
Yep.
He said that. No, my pronouns are better because my pronouns are the, she, and it. I'm the shit.
Sounded like Gene's trying to take Mario's title of sexiest man on YouTube.
Not on YouTube. Alive. Huge difference. You know, they created Gmail because of Gene. Gmail. I mean, you know. Google was taken after Gene, you know, the G. So everything that we relish in life was Gene.
So and a gun starts with G too. So
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
on, Tim.
Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. That's what
Did
we
we-
love about Gene.
did we lose all the viewers yet?
Back to this YouTube guy. I didn't know that he was on trial until it pops up today and he's been found guilty.
It's been ongoing for quite a while. I subscribed to his channel and watched him just because he was such an idiot. He was just a funny channel to watch, you know, with his antics and his big knives and stuff, and poking at the dry erase board, and then all this stuff come about.
Kyle, you know that's a myth. There's no such thing, brother. I'm just telling you.
That's right. Always chase the G spot.
Yeah, I was going to try to find your channel, a hot pot for somebody at work, and it was real easy to find. I said, no, this is not the G spot. This is the hot pot.
Change your name to the G spot there, Hot Pot. See what happens.
You know, actually, I owned a body jewelry manufacturing company, and I manufactured and sold to wholesalers back in the early 2000s. And I called it G Spot Body Jewelry, and its slogan was "Made to fit your hole." This is the truth.
Why am I not surprised?
You know, I just had to go there with it. It was fun. I sold a lot of it.
Yeah, I only saw the one video from that guy, and that was enough for me. I knew it was going to go south, and it went south quick. And I forget how long it's been going on for now, but it's been going on for a while. But
Well, the YouTube gun community is going to try to turn him into a martyr because of this. But, bottom line is, we are a nation. We have certain laws. And, I mean, you playing with a full auto, and we got laws against it. We might not agree with the laws, but they are the laws. So,
well, and it goes back to play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and
exactly.
he won a good prize of here you go. Especially when you're throwing it out on video, what do you think is going to happen?
I just don't like the fact that his so-called punishment really doesn't fit the crime. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I get it. He broke the law. He should punish. But did he do a lot worse than game bangers in Chicago and New York and whatnot? No.
Like you said, they're trying to there's a lot of channels out there trying to make him a martyr and this, that, the other, and it's just gonna keep on blowing up. This thing's gonna go on for a while.
Steve Woodworking, from what I understand, he didn't have a permission from ATF. He just spoke to his buddy, and he was ATF agent or something like that. So he wasn't specific. If I'm doing something like that and I'm asking ATF for the permission, I want that shit in writing, or at least I want email or something I can save and show that yes, there was a guy working for you said this is okay, so go fuck yourself. That's pretty much what I would do.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Steve there. He didn't need to get arrested. He says he had permission from the ATF to show the cards on his channel. Then they changed their mind. Well, something like that, you don't get to change your mind.
Well, they did exactly the same thing with the butt stocks and the pistol braces and everything else. So,
Right now they're picking the low.
Oh boy, were they taking their damn sweet ass time on voting if they were even going to bring it up on the pistol braces. Man, they were throwing everything they possibly could ahead of time to not even get to the subject of the pistol braces.
what's the current ruling on the pistol braces? They good or no good?
No,
It's not finalized yet.
there's misinformation here in the side chat. Michael Hurtneck, he has not been sentenced yet. The maximum he could be sentenced to is what Fuzz says, 45 years. He's not due to be sentenced until July of this year.
Well, nothing surprises me anymore. I mean, we got former president being charged with the bullshit crimes. They're trying to dig up any dirt on him. Meantime, we got a bunch of dirt on the current president and his family, and nobody cares about that. We got big ass money laundering going on through Ukraine. It's just a big ass shit show. Whole world. My suggestion is let's all stop paying taxes.
You're kidding, Razor. He's being held in custody until July without bail.
Yeah, they I guess they tried to say it wasn't a flight risk or not, but the judge said no, and that was that.
That is absurd. I don't foresee him being a flight risk.
I wouldn't think so either.
Even if it was a flight risk, who cares? This guy didn't really do anything. It's not like there's a crying family because they lost brother, son, or father, or mother, or something because he killed somebody. Like I said, it's kind of bullshit crime. The guy, what's his name? That Wolf of Wall Street scammed so many people out of so much freaking money, and he got less time.
And that's the thing, though. Like Tim says, they're going to make an example out of him, and they're gonna use it to push against other things. Like I said, they're already working on the triggers and stuff like that. So you just gotta watch yourself out there. We're gonna start going through the room. It's almost that time. Jamie, we'll start with you, brother. What you got?
Hey man, thanks for having me. I appreciate the box. We'll get together on the phone one morning through the week. I'm working on a lever action rifle video that hopefully I'll have out by the end of the week, and we'll take a look at some some zinc bullets in that video as well. Friday nights, 8:00, Georgia Shooting Connection. Y'all come join us if you can. Appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely, man. All the pleasure. Val, what you got?
Not a whole lot. I mean, this coming week is kind of dead. I'm waiting for the permits on the job. I actually promised the local gun club that I belong to, I'm gonna bring the excavator to do some work over there. But hey, you can always check out my other channel, my Boulder Builder. You can get some decent tips.
And nothing but the tip.
Yep. Gene, what you got going on, man?
Hey, Alan, that's my line. Just the tip. And Jamie, I'm looking forward to your lever action videos. I'll be watching for them. Bald. Oh, man, I don't know if I want to see your tip. But, hey, thanks for having me on. I greatly appreciate it. Been a nice chat tonight. Good side. Good panel. Yeah. Everybody have a great week.
Awesome. Thanks for showing up, man. Daniel, what you got?
Hey, when it comes to those old Henrys and Marlins, you got to love your lever. That's just the one thing you got to do. But right now, I'm just working and breaking it in a new rifle. And it seems that this company has a very similar break-in period for these rifles. So I can't be all wrong on you do the break in the barrel just right. They will always be more accurate for you and easier to clean. Thanks for the invite. Side panel, you've been pretty great tonight. Appreciate it.
Oh, and you broke in one of the barrels for me on one of my rifles, and you did a good job, man. You know what you're doing on that, so no complaints there. Appreciate you. Yeah, we had a good chat going. Everyone rocking the side chat out there, so appreciate you all out there. Hopefully get a video done tomorrow for the other channel. Get that going, get that up. Other than that, I ain't got a whole lot going on. Alan, take us out right, brother.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all for showing up tonight. It's been a good chat. This week, there is a holiday on Tuesday. Please observe it. There's just some good times to be had. Also, I don't know. I gotta make a run up to Grimes and pick something up for somebody that they've been sitting on something for a minute. So I'll have to find out how that 29 fits in my hand. Anyway, nevertheless, keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!